Good afternoon. When I first was invited to give a talk at the TED, I said, wow, what a golden opportunity for me to talk about my Batmobile. And then they said, well, the theme is really global and local. Plus, you are not allowed to talk about your products at the TED. I said, well, it's okay. So I changed my topics to become evolving careers in a changing world for international students. So in the next 18 minutes, I will try to entertain you, to enlighten you, and also to encourage you. Now, normally this would take me about a whole semester's work, but I try to cramp it into 18 minutes. So if you pass this, you can get a degree. Okay. Take a look at this map. What do you see? Do you see where you're from? I know you have 125 different countries, right? So you see what country. What else do you see? How many of you are Harry Potter fans? So what else do you see? Do you see anything moving? No? You're not a Harry Potter fans. You should see people moving. You should see goods moving. You should see the petroleum oils moving all over the place. You should see the information flowing back and forth. That's what happened in the world, right? It's a dynamic world. I don't even know how to define global and local anymore because it's so dynamic. Everything is interconnected. Right? So in such a world, how do you define career? Whose career is this? Is he a mathematician? Is he an artist? Was he an engineer? Was he a doctor? That's Da Vinci. This is everything he's done. That's his career. How do you define his career, Da Vinci? More recently, you know this person. He was a hippie. He went to India to learn meditation. He also learned calligraphy. He also made movies. But you remember him as an iPad, iPod, iPhone creator. Right? So what was his career? His career basically is driven by passion. Passion to be perfect. He's not defining what he wants to do, but his passion. Now, I asked my 4 grandkids and said, what do you want to do when you grow up? This is their answer. Their definition of career. You can see that their definition of depending on what they encounter. The last one is because I have a 2-year-old grandkid. She cannot talk very well, so when we ask her, she said, "Wow!" So we thought she wanted to be a lion. So that's her answer. So this is her career. But in a changing world, any one of this career will happen, maybe, maybe not. We really don't know, right? How the world is changing. You all heard about the world is flat, it's hot, it's crowded, right? You also heard about it's full of uncertainty, things are changing so fast. There's a lot of things changing. Right? Let me give you a couple examples how these changes has impacted 2 industries. One is automobile industry, the other one is the digital world. I can go very fast. You can pretty much see that. In auto industry, in the underdeveloped countries, they use automobiles or anything mobility to move goods. Right? And then life gets become better. So you begin to think about, well, I may want a car to move myself around. But $2,500 bucks a car, that's fine in India. When the countries become wealthy, more middle income, you get more money, you build a lot more cars. This is what happened in the United States and Japan in 2008. We got produced cars had no place to park. Airport, shipping dock, every place, warehouse, it's all over the place. Such a huge oversupply of automobile during that time in developed countries. As a matter of fact, most of the developed countries, the automobile usage is declining over the last 10 years. Right? Well, what it costs, what is generated? It generated a lot of this, right? Generate this kind of problem. It also generated urban congestion. So companies begin to think about how can I solve urban congestion problems with automobile. So this is a new type of small urban cars you will see probably in the future. In addition to that, there's some companies, most of the Japanese companies, just worry about mobility of human being because people like me with arthritis, aging, it's very difficult to move. So they begin to concentrate on walking aids to help people to climb upstairs, downstairs. Because people are getting very old, they cannot even get into the car and out of the car, so they begin to develop companion robots to keep you company at home. The robot can talk to you, can ask you things, can monitor your health. So that's what happened in the auto industry. It's drifting into this kind of industry. How about digital world? You know that changes, right? From mainframes to tablets to pad. And there's a lot of companies come and goes. But take a look. What really is changing? What's the fundamental changes behind all this? Because people first, they rely on digital things to connect computers. We need to hook computers together. Then they say, well, we may have to use that to connect information. So they begin to use it to connect information. Then to use that to connect expression. People want to express some of their feelings. They begin to use that to connect people. And now there are more and more to connect human beings with objects. Smartphones, smart appliances. And eventually you'll see human beings being connected with the environment. You basically, right now, you're connected with the environment, sort of. So that's how fast the auto industry have changed and also the digital world have changed. You say, well, why are you telling me that? Now I'm asking you, say, in addition to that, are you aware of these changes? If this is a normal class, I will give a quiz, but I don't have time to do that. If you know 10 of this 15, you're pretty good. Okay? So I won't explain to you. I'm just going to talk about one, the perfect storm in the healthcare industry. What's happening in the health industry? You all heard about the perfect storm, right? Something happened. A huge storm created, and then a new ecosystem created. This is what happened in the health industry. People are getting older. In the United States, a third of people may become diabetes, maybe overweight, obesities. The health cost is going way up. And also the medical tourism, including, that increases globalization. People are moving around just to get medical treatment globally. All of this, plus all the recent Supreme Court decisions on the health laws, is going to have a major impact on the total system. It could be a perfect storm. It could change the whole ecosystem. So when you enter into that world, what's going to happen to your job description? What might be your job? Ask yourself that question. According to the Department of Labor, in less than 10 years, well, the top 10 jobs in 2010 did not exist in 2004. So think about you setting up your career goal. And also, by the time you reach 38 years old, you typically change 10 or 14 jobs. So don't define job as very rigid a definition of what you're doing currently. Right? So how do you do that? You say the world is changing. There's no definition. What can I do? Well, think about the following 7. How do you prepare yourself for the evolving careers in the changing world? First one is to broaden your base. Most of people think I'm a specialist. I'm good at certain things. I will go very high up in my career. No, that's really a carpenter's syndrome, right? Any problem I can solve with a hammer. Well, I'm good at the COEs, computer analysis. Any problem can be solved with COE. Or any problem can be solved with a human resources technique. That's narrow. Think about very broadly. Learn something brand new. I congratulate you for coming here to learn new ideas. Learn something brand new. Learn the psychology. Learn biology. Learn a third language. Learn the fourth language. You heard about the new Silk Road, right? That's the trade between Middle East, and Southeastern Asia. And that trade is increasing billions of dollars every year. If you speak English, if you speak Chinese, and you speak Arabics, your career is guaranteed. Right? So learn something new. Think about what you need to learn something new. Broaden your base. Second thing is that instead of job seeking, I've encountered too many people are looking for a job. Instead of saying, I'm proposing a value for you. Value proposition to the employer. How you're going to create value for me or for the employer. You all heard about the strength of this chain is determined by its weakest link. So if you understand a company or industry, what they want, and you go in there and say, I will fill in your missing link. I will go in and strengthen your weakest link. You get a job, right? Because you suddenly strengthen the whole chain. So analyze industry, companies, and how you fit in, how you can fill the missing link. Third one is continue this spiral of learning, doing, and teaching. That's how you can get ready for any kind of changes in the world and also have an evolving career. Spend 50% of your time learning, 50% of your time doing, and 50% of your time teaching others, sharing with others. That's how you keep doing that. In my life, in my career in General Motors, I have 14 different jobs. Every time I see this out of balance, I ask my boss to give me a new job. That's how I have 14 jobs. If this is out of balance, if I'm not learning, no good. If I'm not contributing, no good. If I'm not teaching others new ideas, that means my value goes down. So I need a new job. Okay? Ask yourself, when people mention your name, what word jumps out? When they mention TEDxMSU, what do they think about? A talker, a doer, or somebody cares? Whatever that word. That's your shining star. Most of people do not know the shining star. I've seen too many resumes talk about their capability. I can walk. I can talk. Well, I know this software system. I know this software system. All those are capability, not your competency, not your core competency, not your distinctive competency. I keep asking, give me the shining star. If you don't have that, cultivate it, develop it, and make sure it's shining. Innovate and take risk. We heard so many people talk about thinking outside the box. I would say think without any box. I've seen too many people that are thinking outside the box, they keep looking at the box, worry about it. Without any box. Then you do planning, you stretch your thinking, you plan outside the box. But be a good soldier. When you're ready to implement, inside the box. Don't go outside the box. Right? So have a habit of that, thinking without any box. Right? Then act within the box. I like to quote myself, it feels good. The other one is set priorities. Make sure what's priority in your life. That will guide your career. How many of you have to-do lists? Majority. How many of you have to achieve list? Not bad. How many of you have to-be list? Fewer and fewer. Right? The to-be list is your big rock. The to-achieve list is your pebbles. The to-do list is your sand. If you're not careful, your sand will fill the job before you have place to put the big rock. So make sure do your to-be first. Do you want to be a reliable, caring parent? Do you want to be a good student? Do you want to be a caring friend? That's the to-be instead of to-do. Right? And also be solid and agile at the same time. Okay? Be solid and agile at the same time. We all do career planning, we do all kinds of things, but make sure that the plan, you can write your plan in sand. Even a teeny bit of wave is going to wipe it out. Just be ready. Don't even think about tsunami. A small wave is going to wipe it out. So write your plan in sand. Be ready to change it, to rewrite it. You can carve your goals in stone. That should be more solid. And most importantly, you should cast your value in gold. That's something will carry you throughout your life. Right? Don't ever change that one. So with that, I want to give you the best wishes and thank you for your attention. In case you're wondering what's up there, that's my name in a totally different language. I don't know. I use a Google Translator. It translates into something like that. Now, somebody may read it and tell me something, so I'm taking a big risk about my name. Okay? Thank you.